People, welcome back to our channel and thank you so much for joining the channel today. Guys, in this video I'm going to talk about three different things, and please, I will advise, or if you really want to move abroad, I will encourage you to watch the video to the end. And the very first one we are going to be talking about is how you can move to Austria with family. Some of the things that you need to know, or some things that you should put into consideration. Yes, you can immigrate to Austria with your family. Please, if you are new here, give us a like on this video. Please press the like button or finger the like button, then you share this video, and equally do not forget, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe below so that we can build the family. Thank you so much to everybody watching our YouTube channel. We are highly grateful. Thank you. So you can move to Austria with your spouse, with your family, whichever one you choose. But again, can these people work? Of course they can work, but if you move to Austria with your spouse, know that your spouse cannot just work like that. Of course, it doesn't work like that in Europe. So if you carry your spouse along, it means that your spouse have to get a legit work permit in order to work. But you, as an international student, you are liable to your normal 18, 16, 20 or 25 hours to work per week. I think the highest now in Europe where you can be permitted to work for longer durations like 30 hours a week should be Finland, except that the laws have changed. But if you move with your family to Austria, your spouse can work as well. But remember, they need to get a work permit, which I do not really think is a problem because the EU encourages families. So that is the first thing you should understand. Also remember that when it comes to accommodation, you need accommodation to apply for visa. And now there are certain places you should go to get accommodation. The very first one is the school website. Speak to your school and tell them that you need accommodation to apply for the visa, so as to get a real and reliable something from them. It will be better. But remember, sometimes a caution may be needed, sometimes a deposit or a caution or deposit may be needed. Sometimes you may pay full accommodation, but I don't think if you are getting through your school you are going to pay full accommodation. But just understand that your school is the best person to give you accommodation, or you can check from other places like Facebook Marketplace, or you can equally check for housing everywhere if you want to immigrate to Austria. Now remember that the visa you are going to get is a D visa, and this is going to expire basically after 3 months. All right, so when you get into Austria you are going to get a new visa. Now we are calling it a residence permit, not a visa anymore, because of course when you go in, what you are going to get is going to expire after 1 year. Now, I would also like to draw your attention to the fact that many options are, like many schools are already tightening their moving abroad options. Like some are increasing tuition fee. Meanwhile, immigration is also changing a lot of laws. So if you really want to immigrate abroad, please put all of this into consideration before you move. After this section of the video, I'm going to talk about some countries that no matter what, your visa is 90% guarantee, which means that their immigration pathways are not that difficult for you to enter. But first, before we talk about it, let's talk about this university in the European Union, which is open and accepting application. If you want to study in this school, know that there is an application fee of 24 euros, as I say, and you are going to pay tuition equivalent to 3,500 to like maybe 5,000 or 6,000 euros. This university have programs like artificial engineering, artificial intelligence or engineering. They equally have computer engineering and of course cyber security. Then for master's programs and BSc programs, for masters expect to find things like English management, okay, finance and accounting, and of course social communication. For bachelors in this same university, you have to study things related to English studies, logistics, management, graphic designing, journalism, international relations. This is all in English language. To those who are asking me what language it is, this is in English language. So please, you can apply to this school. What is the name of the school? It is called Vistula University. Bachelor's takes 3 years, master's 2 years, and some engineering programs 2.5, 3 years. So please put all of this into consideration, and remember, this is mostly for those from East Africa or those who do not have appointment issues in their home countries. The reason why I'm saying this is because most people from West Africa or Africa has appointment issue. For example, Cameroonians and Nigerians, most of them are facing a lot of issues with their appointment booking and all the rest, and without you able to book an appointment, you cannot apply for the visa or even do what is called legalization at the level of the embassy. The documents you need to apply for bachelor's degree include your passport, your WASI or WAEC, O levels and A levels depending on your nationality now. Then the language certificate, if you didn't study in English or if you do not come from an English speaking country, you need a language certificate. Cameroonians, you might be forced to submit an English document, so please check again. This school is located in the city of Warsaw, and I am talking about Poland, and the name of the school is Vistula University. This is a very good school with a lot of English programs, so guys, check it out and let us see. In my previous videos, I talked about a lot of schools in Poland accept you as an international student. Most schools in Poland that teach in English, most of them, they will accept you, they will accept your low grades, but the only issue is the appointment where most students cannot get at the level of the embassy to apply for their visa. So you may consider this. If you think that it's going to be easy for you, take it, but this video is mainly for those who are coming from Uganda, Lesotho, Sao Tome and Principe, Cape Verde and South Africa, maybe Gambia and the others that find it easy to get a Polish student visa appointment. Now let's go back to the other country, the other part of the video I mentioned before. But before we go to that part of the video, I want to draw your attention to something. Study abroad is a very difficult thing to put into work. Like, if you really want to study abroad, you should know that there is a lot of work involved here. You need to work hard for it. You need to really stand up. You need to be courageous. You need to go through a lot of stress certain days, some days, in order for you to succeed. But my only thing I can say at the end of the day is do not give up. Now, if you want to immigrate abroad and you are thinking of countries with low visa refusal rate, like you want countries with a very high acceptance rate for study visa, or if you want to move as a student, then you are doubting, these are three countries you should consider in 2024. One is Norway, the second is Denmark, the last one is the Netherlands. To a greater extent, I will add Ireland, but remember, if you want to move to Ireland, you need at least 11,000 euros in your bank account. Not just that, you also need a copy of your IELTS. There are videos on this channel where I talked about applicants, like international students applying for programs in Ireland, and not in Ireland by the way, but in Iceland. Okay, but again, remember, even Ireland, the visa rate is somehow still very good, like because you have to pay your tuition fee for 1 year, then you show 10,000 euros as proof of funds, okay, before you can be able to move to Ireland. But again, I am talking about Iceland, but Ireland is also a very good country. For Iceland, which is the land of volcanoes, please remember that most of the schools in Iceland will need English proficiency. In case you haven't applied, you cannot apply now. Admissions is usually around January and in February, but again, still to apply, I will advise you to take a look at countries like Denmark, and you must understand that Denmark is not open now. Denmark is going to be starting its application for February intake 2025 from July, August and September. Some schools will push to like October, but again, remember, tuition fee is very expensive. Denmark charges like 7,000 euros per semester, and when you gain admissions, you have to pay this semester money at once before you can apply for the visa and probably still show proof of funds. That is something you should note about Denmark. There are a lot of student jobs in Denmark. If you want to stay in Copenhagen, Aalborg, Aarhus, that is advantage you. You are going to work and take care of your accommodation and feeding and everything. Then the other country I want to talk about is Norway. Norway is taking what we call blocked account. Before it was free, but now you have to pay tuition in Norway. But understand that you need to show them your blocked account. The school is going to give you an account to transfer your money in it after you've gotten admissions. And remember, most students from West Africa, you can apply from your home country, all right? But again, understand that without the money, you may not be able to apply for visa. Now, I'm not going to talk too much. I explained the Norway before. 4, and we are going to talk about the Netherlands, which is another country which is 90% guarantee, or let me say 99% guarantee. The reason is because the embassy is going to give you, not the embassy, before you even apply for schools, they will tell you, the schools will tell you that they are going to apply for your visa on your behalf, which means that if you go to the websites, you are going to see all of this. Now, when you gain admissions, the only thing to do is to transfer the money to the school. Then you sign the necessary documents like intercedent number or documents, and you upload the required documents they ask you to upload. You are going straight for your visa application, and basically the visa is somehow guaranteed because you are giving them money. They want to be sure that you have the money when you come into Netherlands. You would study without even working. Even if you end up not getting a job, you can always work, like take care of yourself from the money you brought in. And when you go into the Netherlands, most of the schools will tell you that when you come in and get your residence permit and do your insurance, because they are still the ones to do the insurance, by the way, they are going to get you a document. And of course, this document is a very powerful one. They call it the residence permit. This document will be granted to you for 1 year. So guys, put these things into consideration. They are so important. Please also remember that many countries in Europe are also shutting their doors, but meanwhile others are even looking for internationals, and there are a lot of opportunities coming up, like the opportunity card visa for Germany. I have a video about it already. You can check on the channel here, but in the days ahead I'm still going to talk about so many other opportunities that you can consider as an international. I hope this video helps you. Till we meet again in another one. Bye bye.